Today, you guys, we are going to be unleashing the power of Cosmo Neos and turning all of our opponents into cosmic dust. Alright guys, so today we are going to be unleashing the power of Cosmo Neos. Now that we have finally got Flame Wingman Infernal Rage into Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterduel, it is a lot easier to summon this monster from the extra deck. So for those of you who don't know who or what Cosmo Neos is, just in case you're new to the hero deck. So, what Cosmo Neos does, it requires one elemental hero Neos with 3+ Neospatian monsters with different attributes. Obviously, must be first special summon from the extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. You do not use Polymerization, but we don't care about that because we're using Favorite Contact to be able to summon this card basically for free. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can activate this effect for the rest of the turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. Once per turn during the end phase, you can shuffle this card into the extra deck, and if you do, destroy all cards your opponent controls. But that is the only thing that is not going to be happening with this card, because due to favorite contacts context, it basically doesn't allow our monsters to go back into the extra deck. So that's pretty much the only effect that we're not going to be able to use, because that would be incredible to just turn skip our opponent. They set everything. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, get rid of all that shit. But that's not how it works. But Favorite Contact is basically going to be able to allow us to special summon this card during our opponent's turn. That is why it is basically a turn skip card. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's just go on and skip our opponent's turn. Alright, you guys, so obviously with Cosmo Neos, you are going to want to 100% be going first with this strategy, because you can obviously turn skip your opponent if they've already had their turn. We're trying to prevent them from having a turn. Alright, so this hand is actually pretty phenomenal. Pretty much the only thing that's going to disrupt us here is if our opponent kind of has like any kind of hand trap. Mostly Max C is mostly what I'm worried about. With this hand specifically, we can kind of fight through an Ash or whatever. Effect Baylor. Okay, that's fine. Not exactly what I wanted to happen, because I want this Neos in my hand. But we can still work around it. That's fine. Alright, so Effective Ferris. Let's pitch the Neos. Summon Ferris. Get him out on the field. And this is also why I'm playing cards like End Shuffle into the deck. So just in case this does happen, I can just shuffle the Neos back and literally just be able to get, you know, him back and then add him to my hand, because we want to be able to use Liquid Soldier's not Liquid Soldier. We want to be able to use Liquid Soldier and Neos for Infernal Rage, because the tag out effect that they have together is just incredibly good. So anyway, we're going here to Vion, pitching Shadow Mist, and we're going to search for pretty much our Liquid Soldier here, because we've already normal summoned, so there's really nothing else we can do other than just starting to get our fusion materials. Let's grab that Liquid Soldier. Then we're going to use Vion's effect. That's why we had to keep Stratos on the field, because we're going to need 2 E heroes to make Infernal Rage here. So let's grab our Polymerization. We don't have a Destiny hero in our graveyard, so we cannot go into Cross Crusader. There's no reason to go into Infernal Divisor. Actually, we can. I keep forgetting. The reason why we want to actually have Neos already, or be able to use another hero to search Neos right off the bat. It's unfortunate that Stratos got negated, because we kind of needed the Neos in our hand. But we've got Infernal Divisor here in order to be able to search our Neospatian monsters, which is why I wish Engaged Neospace didn't only lock you into fusions, because we would really need this card in order to be able to search our Neospatians just as easily as I am doing now. And now, basically, we have almost everything we need already but our Aqua Dolphin. So we just pretty much just have to get to our Aqua Dolphin now. Let's go Polymerization here into Infernal Rage. Infernal Rage. Now we're going to draw some cards and discard a card, which basically our Neospatians are going to be our free discard. That's pretty much why I love being able to add these cards right away, because you can literally just discard them for free. So here comes Infernal Rage, getting us our favorite contact, which we need. So even if we don't get to Cosmo Neos, we can at least still Nebula Neos our opponent, which will allow us to draw some cards and negate a card on the field. But obviously it's not as powerful as, ooh, look at that. Crazy play. We got our Malicious into the graveyard. Let's see. We can link these two off into Wonder Driver. Because we cannot tag out. But it's honestly very good that we saw this Miracle Fusion. Let's go Malicious Effect into this. Get our Polymerization back. Now the weird thing is, I'm trying to think of, because if I go Miracle Fusion, I can make Wake Up, but then I have no way of destroying it. So let's go Miracle Fusion and think about... This is kind of funny, because there's some times where I'm just like, man, I kind of wish I was playing 2 right now. Let's go into Sunrise here. Alright, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to Cosmo Neos our opponent with this. But we do have a lot of forms of disruption for our opponent. This can make DPE, but then then our protection of the elements is just not here. So I'd rather just keep that alive. But we can still at least Nebula Neos our opponent, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just, if we just had access to Wake Up Your Hero, this would have been Cosmo Neos. But unfortunately, crazy enough, them negating the Stratos pretty much prevented us from getting there. Because if we had the Neos in our hand, it would have been crazy. But either way. Alright, Synchro Overtake. Let's see. Reveal a single monster in your extra deck. Choose what single monster is added to your hand, or spell summon that monster from your extra deck. I guess that's fine. They're gonna add Junk Synchron. Okay. That was before he even normal summoned, so that's fine. It only has the effect when this card is normal summoned, so okay. Got our normal summon. You can target level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, so summon that target. So he's gonna target the effect failure. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit that with Imperm. I don't see what you can do with 2 tuners on your field. Hit the Junk Synchron. My opponent actually won the coin toss, but they are allowing me to go first, which is kind of crazy. Pretty good hand. Honestly, if we kind of have any sort of disruption here, we kind of just lose. And okay, we are pretty much able to get this show on the road. All right, let's add Vision Hero Ferris to our hand. They don't have Joel and Lockbird. They don't have Max C. This is looking pretty good for us so far. Use Emergency Call to add Shadow Mist. Use Ferris Effect. We're going to pitch the Shadow Mist, because fortunately enough, we already have Neos in our hand, which is actually phenomenal. So Ferris Effect with Shadow Mist. So we'll go Shadow Mist Chainlink 1. Ferris Chainlink 2. Alright, resolve the effect. Place the increase down into our spell and trap zone. And with Shadow Mist, let's see. We can dump a Malicious with Vion, so let's go ahead and add the Denier to our hand. There we go. I'm gonna do this first. Let's go into Infernal Divisor. Let them know what kind of shenanigans we're up to, right? Let's go Infernal Divisor. We're gonna reveal the Nebula Neos. So pretty much what I'm doing here is literally full combo, you guys. As long as we don't have like any kind of unnecessary disruption, we got this in the bag. All right, so we're gonna add our free Neospatians by revealing Nebula Neos. Yes, we wanna add another card. And now all we need is access to our favorite contact and Aqua Dolphin, and we have the turn skip. So let's go increase here, tributing our Infernal Divisor because we need warriors on the field to be able to go into Cross Crusader. Here comes increase. Now the one thing I realized when I was making this deck is I kind of forgot to put Plasma into the deck, which is obviously something you want to have in this deck. So when you play this, please put Plasma in. You need Destiny Hero Plasma in a hero deck. Always. Let's dump Destiny Hero Malicious to the graveyard. Now we're going to use Vision Hero Vaughn to be able to grab... Let's just banish the Infernal Divisor. Banish Infernal Divisor. His job was met. He did his job. Let's grab our Polymerization. And now, let's go into Cross Crusader just to dig deeper into the deck. To be able to just thin out as much as we can, just so we can maybe just grab that Polymerization, not the Polymerization, just so we can maybe draw into the, you know, it would be incredible if Cross Crusader said, tribute a Destiny Hero, or tribute a Destiny Hero to search one warrior monster from your deck. That would be incredible, because you're already locked into heroes, right? So what would be the harm into searching for a warrior? But then again, I guess it's there because, you know, we have other hero cards that aren't, you know, warriors. So let's see. We need the Spirit of Neos kind of in the deck or in our hand. So let's just go ahead and grab another Stratos. Why not? And because we don't want to draw Destiny Hero Malicious through the effect of Liquid Soldier, let's go ahead and thin him out even more. Go ahead and put him here. So now we got 29 cards in the extra deck. I mean, into our deck, which is pretty good. You know, we really want to see either another End Shuffle. We want to see End Shuffle. We want to see Crosskeeper. We want to see Aqua Dolphin. So thinning out the deck as much as possible is literally just the way to go. Let's go Polymerization here. Obviously, we're going to need to go into our Infernal Rage, which is our key component to this strategy here, to get our favorite contact. Put him under the Wonder Driver because we want Polymerization again so we can make our DPE. And then once we're able to tag out for Miracle Fusion, we literally have all we need to just basically just turn skip our opponent. So Chain Link 1 Wonder Driver because it has to go first. Chain Link 2 Liquid Soldier to draw 2 cards and discard a card, which is going to be our Denier. And then Chain Link 3 getting ourselves our favorite contact, you guys. Now, I just love how easy this combo is now with Infernal Rage on the field. Normally, you'd have to use Spirit of Neos to try to get the favorite contact. Alright, so now we discard our Denier. And now we use Wonder Driver to reset Polymerization. Now, unfortunately, we did not have Aqua Dolphin, but that is absolutely 100% fine. Let's go ahead and use Infernal Rage effect to tag out. We can still get our Aqua Dolphin from you guys. Even though we did not see it, we can still get there. So let's tag out for our Sunrise. Now we have access to our Miracle Fusion. Search for Miracle. We are just one more step away from turn skipping our opponent. So now let's go ahead and use our Denier's effect. Summon himself to the field. Use Denier's effect to put Malicious on top of the deck. You have to get the Banished one on top. Here we go. Use Malicious effect. Normally, I like to just use Sunrise to make a DPE, but, you know, we're just gonna go all out here. Summon Malicious. Fusion summon these two together to obviously make the king. Here comes DPE. Using Denier and Malicious together to fuse them into Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. Alright, last but not least for this step, we are going to be activating Miracle Fusion into making Wake Up Your Hero, and that is pretty much just going to seal the deal on our opponent. We're going to be using we're going to be using Infernal Rage. Oh, and they surrendered. Alright, you guys. So basically what I'm going to explain here, because our opponent surrendered, I'm just going to explain what's going to happen. You Miracle Fusion into Wake Up Your Hero, right? You set it into defense, of course. We're obviously going to set our Imperm and our favorite contact down on the field. And then there's literally nothing else we need to do. We will literally end our turn there. And then, once our opponent's turn starts, literally during the draw phase, you want to activate Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer's effect. And what that allows you to do is destroy Wake Up and destroy himself. So opponent's going to obviously have to go through because they're just like, okay, what's he going to... I don't have to deal with Phoenix Enforcer now because he's destroying it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to use... Wake Up's going to be Chain Link 1, Phoenix is going to be Chain Link 2. And then, with Wake Up Your Hero, you summon Aqua Dolphin. And then on resolution, you literally activate favorite contact, shuffling back all the Neospatians and Neos itself to make Cosmo Neos, and then he activates his effect. I like to summon him under the Wonder Driver just so you can also just get that extra Miracle Fusion back, because you know they can't respond to the Cosmo Neos anyway. So Wonder Driver Chainlink 1, Cosmo Neos Chainlink 2, and then they just can't play. They literally cannot play the game. And then when your turn starts, you know, you're going to draw for turn. Phoenix is going to come back, and then you just kind of just blow your opponent away. But anyway, guys, that is Cosmo Neos in action. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this Masterduel video. That's pretty much the power of Cosmo Neos, being able to just turn skip your opponent. It's a very incredible strategy. I love that I'll be able to just do it consistently like I used to be able to do it. I mean, you can still do it just physically in the physical card game a lot easier. But now that it's attainable in Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterduel, it's a lot of fun. So if you guys want to just try out Cosmo Neos, if you've never done Cosmo Neos before, I highly recommend doing it. But of course, if you need a deck profile, I'll give you guys the deck profile. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, please destroy that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button also. And I'll see you guys in the next one.